it's like we really got to show ourselves more love, you know, the love that God gave into us. We got to really pour that out on ourselves too and say, you know what? Hey, I'm gonna plan a whole budget plan so that I can do enough to the point where I have enough to be able to go out every Friday night to a 4 to 5 star restaurant. So I'm not gonna stretch myself thin, obviously, and just start being like, oh yeah, fuck it. No, excuse my language, but it's just like at the same point, it's like, and not excuse my language, matter of fact, it's not like that. It's actually more so like, you know what? Look, I'm gonna schedule this budget so that I can be responsible to make sure I do that decision, and then I could treat myself. But then it's funny, as soon as it comes into, you know, dating or relationships, I remember how I used to think too. Like, you want to do everything for the relationship, but never for yourself. Like, I don't understand that. I really think that's a problem. Hello. And I personally want to say, like, I always notice that when it comes to just doing strictly stuff for yourself, it's a part of your ego and your mind that always wants to say, I'm doing too much for myself. Like, huh? So, because you want to save up and you want to be responsible, you want to start wearing only designer because you said that is my only belief that I want to live in. Now you gotta get like, have a bad self reassurance of yourself. You're not secure about yourself as much because your mind is starting to say, oh well, maybe I want to go back to how I used to be, where I was all humble, where I was wearing all these normal ass clothes. But now you actually have made a plan and you made it manifest. Now you actually live in it. Now your mind wants to say, maybe I'm starting to do too much. Maybe I'm only wearing designer, I'm spending too much money. But you made a budget plan. You decided to do stuff for yourself. What is wrong with that? Like, what? Because, you know, people start criticizing somebody saying like, oh, damn, you always wearing designer and stuff like that. How much money you spending on that? But meanwhile, behind scenes, you came up with a plan so that you can afford this and not get yourself in trouble. Like, I don't understand what's so bad about that. Like, that's why we should do stuff for ourselves. You come up with a plan to take yourself always on a vacation say you want to do twice a year, 3 times a year, 4 times, 5 times, 10 times a year, 20 times, whatever you want. And you manifest it to happen. Who's to say that won't? Like, who's to say that you can't do that and you shouldn't be doing that? You really should. I think that's the most responsible thing we should be teaching kids. It's like, hey, if you want to do things in life, let's just be smart about it, set a plan, let's manifest it, and boom, that's it. Like, that's really it. Why are we not telling people that? Why are we not telling people more about investing into themselves, coming up with strict plans for everything in our life, whether it be just walk around this park, if that's my plan, to do it 4 to 5 times a week, then this is investing into myself. What's the problem with that? It's nothing. Peace.